So, hi Anne, thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to sit down with you. As you know, this week is International Wellness Week, and I thought that this would be a great opportunity to ask you a few questions in relation to health and exercise, as you are so experienced in that area, and as you have been a Pilates instructor and owner of Anne Sexton Pilates for so many years now. And I suppose the first question that I would have for you is what some of the greatest benefits physical activity can have on a person's health?
Firstly, thank you, Kate, for giving me the opportunity to talk here
No bother.
today.
No bother.
Um, and I strongly believe, as many people do, that physical activity is essential for everybody, both physically and mentally.
Very true.
And like the benefits there are just so many benefits, and I don't even know where to start with them. But even to think about things like the things that we all kind of know about. So for bone density and muscle mass, for creating and helping to maintain bone density and muscle mass. Every decade we lose about 5% of up to 5% of our bone density and our muscle mass. And this is actually preventable if we partake in physical activity, particularly physical activity that would have a resistance element to it. So for that reason alone, it is essential. It's one of the best anti-aging things that we can do for ourselves. And then for other things like benefit for preventing heart disease, heart attacks, lowering our blood pressure, lowering our cholesterol, even preventing some cancers, preventing problems with our pelvic floors, with preventing hernias. There are so many things by just staying physically active that we can actually prevent if we just stay active.
Yeah.
And even for our mental health, it's really important.
Yeah. And I suppose leading on from that, next question for you would be for those who would like to kickstart maybe their fitness journey, who maybe are beginners, would you have any advice for them on ways to get into their fitness journey maybe?
Yeah, I suppose a lot of people get put off because there's so much activity going on, and everybody is talking about, from like Ireland's Fittest Family and all these different things, which are amazing. But sometimes when people who are not active look at these kind of things, or they hear of somebody climbing mountains or running ultra marathons, and they think, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to do something like that. The thing is, just start. If it's a 5-minute walk, if it's just getting up and down off the chair several times, you have to start from where you're at. You can't start from where somebody else is at. So if you're not doing any type of activity, it's to just start doing something. Even if it's to be mobilizing your shoulders that you're sitting at the desk, opening your chest. The main thing is to start moving the joints and through their ranges of movement. It's to initiate that activity. I mean, there's a saying you often hear people say, the only bad workout is the one that you didn't do. So the most important thing is to start and to find an activity that you enjoy. There are so many options now for people to do things. Just to find something. It might mean trying a couple of different things, grabbing a friend to go for a walk, go for a swim, take up something like Pilates, yoga, go to the gym. There's so many things we can do. And there's lots of online options now too, if you're somebody that's at home and a bit nervous to go out at the moment. There's so many online options. A little bit of research and just find an activity that you think you'll enjoy, and you may have to try 1 or 2 different things until you find something, but it's something that you're going to stick with and that's realistic for you. That's really important.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I was wondering as well, as you are a Pilates instructor, why would you encourage people to take up Pilates?
But I get my grown-up kids now tell me when they have friends coming over, you're not allowed to talk about Pilates. Because I'm a complete believer in the benefits of Pilates. I started Pilates myself through an injury. I had a car accident and I injured my neck and my back, which turned into a chronic injury. I was a personal trainer before I got injured, so I was a very active person. And to be kind of floored and to sustain that level of pain, it was chronic, so it was ongoing over a couple of years. It was my neck, my shoulders, my pelvis and it all turned into sciatica and all kinds of various problems.
Okay.
And I tried everything. And it was neurologist sent me to do Pilates.
Oh,
And
really?
when I tried Pilates first, I just thought, compared to what I was doing, I thought, oh gosh, it's very considered, it's very slow and quite intense. It's much more intense than I kind of expected it to be. But I could not believe the changes. And like after probably about 6 months of regular practice, I would say I probably ended up stronger than I was before the accident. I thought I was strong before the accident.
Wow.
So I'm teaching it now. Between teaching and practicing, it's probably close on 23 years now. And I've seen so many people come through the studio, and it just changed their perspective, changes their feeling about themselves. It's that feeling of strength that it gives you. You work the body as an integrated unit. So you're not kind of targeting one small muscle group. In any Pilates session, Pilates is a kind of a system of exercise between mat and equipment, and all of the various things has its own place. But literally you work every muscle, every joint, every tendon in the body. And you end up with this kind of really strong, balanced strength that you just feel kind of in control of your body rather than kind of at its mercy. So I just think if there's an exercise, and any age group can do it, any fitness. A lot of the times particularly when men come into the studio and start, they would say things like, oh my God, I can't believe this is so hard. I thought it was only for women.
Yes,
women are
I
very
feel,
strong.
yeah.
So
it's amazing. It's amazing the benefits it had for you personally. That story is amazing, and how much it really helped you along.
Oh, absolutely. And even for the last year, and at various times in my life where, there has been stress, and there's been a few times, it's just amazing, the whole thing about Pilates, like that whole thing about mental health, and even the Pilates breath, that whole side sort of diaphragmatic breathing, it just takes you out of that like clenched fists, clenched jaw, that fight or flight. It gets you back into that sort of calm, grounded. It's just, it energizes you in a very calm way. It's like, I would definitely say, rather than why Pilates, why not? Everybody should do Pilates.
I was actually just going to ask you, like, in your opinion, what role do you think Pilates has on a person's mental health?
It's really positive. I mean, any form of exercise is good for mental health. And then the exercise regimes like Pilates and yoga, they would be sort of termed mind-body exercises. And in Pilates, we have this whole diaphragmatic breathing, which I spoke about in relation to my own stress. It's just when you go into your space where you're doing your Pilates and you get into that deep diaphragmatic breathing, it just calms the whole system down. You're in that space, you're focused on what you're doing, and it's not just the breathing. That is an element, obviously, that sort of calms the whole system down and helps to work on our mental health. But that whole idea of a strong body creates a strong mind. Like if your body is strong and healthy, your mind is going to be strong and healthy. It's clearer. It's a really good discipline for mental health. And I would get a lot of people referred to me that would be quite stressed. And when we're stressed, like we hold all the stress up here around our necks and our shoulders, and just that whole thing of Pilates just gets you using the right muscles and how to use them and creating balance. It's just the benefits are fantastic. And particularly for in these times when everybody is so stressed.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And finally, my last question for you would be, would you be able to give some motivational advice for those wanting to keep up their health and fitness but find that they're going through difficult times? Because often when times get a bit hard, people kind of throw out their fitness routine. Would you have any advice to keep it going in people's daily lives?
Yeah, I would say that the main thing is to set aside a time every day where they're going to do something, and don't torture yourself by, oh my gosh, I only did 20 minutes or I only did 10 minutes. It's just so important. Make the effort, go and do that little bit of exercise. And usually when you finish an exercise workout, you've got kind of this buzz, or this sort of like, you're feeling great, you're feeling really enthused. And if you can just bottle that and think of how you felt, and every time you think, oh, I'm not going to do anything today, I'm too tired, I'm too this, I'm too that, just think of how you feel when the exercise workout is finished. There's nothing to beat that up buzz that you have. And if people can just think about that and think about the benefits to actually moving. One of the things when we don't move, and it's something a lot of the times that we don't realize, is our whole bodies are covered from our feet to the top of our heads, and all around every organ and every muscle and every tendon is covered by something called fascia.
Okay.
And when we stay still and we don't move, that fascia becomes gloopy, like thick and gloopy. And there's a lot of research being done on this, and it's ongoing. But this stiffens us up, and it affects every part of our body, every organ, like everywhere, including your heart, lungs, everything. So the main thing is to keep that moving, keep that sliding, keep that moving. So we need to keep moving. We're not meant to sit still. We're not meant to sit in the one position. We're meant to be moving. So that kind of fascial slide, keeping everything moving, is so important. So don't stop moving. Keep moving. The benefits are they far outweigh any feeling of, oh gosh, I don't have the energy today.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you for answering all my questions. I learned
Not
so
at all.
much.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
You.
Even I want to start Pilates now.
Well, you know where we are. We're moving to our new studio, actually, in Tinakilly House. Okay. We'll start there from the beginning of July, so you're very welcome to pop along to us if ever you're in that area of the country.
Thank you. I will. Okay,
All right.
bye.
Thank you very much, Kate.
Bye. Okay.